Starting today, I'll be learning how to play this thing. I'm giving myself a week to learn 3 pieces with increasing difficulty, and then hopefully by the end of the week I will have 3 finalized recordings of those pieces. And just to warn you, I did play violin for a couple months about 7 years ago, and I do play guitar and cello professionally, so I do have a little bit of experience with it, but to my standards, I really don't know how to play the instrument, and I'm hoping with this challenge I can learn how to do so. For the easy piece, I'm picking Ode to Joy by my boy Ludwig. For the intermediate piece, I am picking one of my favorite pieces to play on piano, which is Waltz from Sleeping Beauty. And for the advanced piece, I'm picking my all-time favorite violin piece, and it's the Introduction Rondo by
Saint-Saëns.
Instead of jumping right into the violin for Ode to Joy, I decided that picking through it on the mandolin might be a little bit easier at first. The mandolin to me is kind of like a mixture of guitar because of the way you get to pluck it, but then it's also tuned like the violin, so it's a really good middle ground to dive into. I did get the sheet music of Ode to Joy off of a random website, so of course I had to make some adjustments to it. I don't know if I've only played the beginner versions of Ode to Joy, but I've never seen it with a pickup like this. After plucking the violin like a guitar a couple times through the song, it was now time for me to try and play it in normal playing position. And right away I could tell that I was going to struggle with this because it did not feel comfortable at all holding it with the shoulder rest and everything. After embarrassing myself for a little bit, I sat down to figure out the accompaniment part for the recording, and then I was off to work for the rest of the day.
Violin over, slide it into your neck. Now,
Later that night, I had the realization that I probably don't have the best technique for violin, so I started to look up YouTube tutorials for help.
Really see the top of your shoulder. So half of your chin, not the whole thing, because that's what that would look like. The right way to hold the violin, you could walk around your house. And you put the thumb on the silver part of the frog with a bump. You don't want it flat like this. Very bad.
And while I was looking up videos, I ran into this one tutorial that I feel like is teaching how to hold a bow completely wrong. I've never ever seen somebody hold a bow like that for cello, violin, anything. I was completely shocked. I was honestly so shocked that I had to double check and look at a couple other videos to make sure that I wasn't in the wrong. The next morning, after practicing for a little bit, I honestly felt really good about the piece. Good enough to even start improvising with it a little bit. I got to the point where I felt confident that I was going to do a good job playing Ode to Joy, so then I started working on the next piece, which had mixed results. Yeah. Oh. No.
Like, I don't know. Oh no. Oh no, this might be a bad one. Yeah, the thing I can count on is that it'll make it. It just might take like 4 minutes. Okay, wait, no. I already know I don't need to hear this. They see the best of me, you know? Didn't create the same energy.
Oh, I believe in yesterday.
You asshole, dude. Alright, thanks, man. Much love. Peace.
After feeling decently good about the Ode to Joy recording, I thought the Waltz from Sleeping Beauty would be pretty good too, but it was a lot harder than I was anticipating. It got to the point that I had to play the violin like a mini cello just to remind myself of what it's supposed to sound like. And just for fun, I threw in practicing the difficult piece just to remind myself of how bad I am at the violin. That night, I tried to record the waltz, and it sounded like this. So I had to sleep it off and see if I can do a better take next morning. I started to panic a little bit when I looked at my schedule and saw that I only had 2 days left to learn the last piece. My bow hold was still terrible with how I was holding my pinky, and I had not figured out how to do vibrato, and I did not know how to play any of the high notes yet. I really started to panic a little bit. I made sure to go back and practice as many scales as I could, and it just made me realize how piercing the violin can be. After getting frustrated from practicing a couple hours, I ended up going to one of my friend's concerts to get my mind off of things. Alright, it's time for the final performance.